Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of First Look. And in this edition of First Look, I'll be doing First Look, UFC Fight Night, Almeida versus Lewis. So I'm gonna give like three fights or three perspectives that kind of stick out to me. Really upon first look. It's gonna be other stuff obviously leading up to the fights. Well, obviously when the predictions and whatnot and full card predictions, but for the first look, my three that's kind of standing out to me is it's two fighters that are why are they such low dogs. Maybe someone else knows something I don't, but I think I pretty much know good about those two fighters and their matchups to know that the odds aren't really lined up where they should be. So first one is gonna be Elvis Brenner versus Esteban Rovovic. And Rovovic just has not fought to the same level of competition that Elvis Brenner has fought, and he has not had the same success. Yes, he only had one loss and then he had one win. Elvis Brenner came in as a dog, and I think he won his first fight. Came in as a bigger dog his second fight, and won that and stopped Guram Kudalaze, who a lot of people have man crutches on for whatever reason. I mean, whatever the case may be. I think he was a good fighter, but I was never like super hyped on him, acting like he was one of the future top 5 guys or whatnot. I never believed him to be that. But still, though, he should have been enough to be a beat. Elvis Brenner. Elvis Brenner clearly went in with a guy who's supposed to be a tough stylistic matchup, went through the fire and put him away. So you can say this, you can say that. But Elvis Brenner was the better man on night, and he didn't win by decision. He didn't win by controversy. He finished him. So he put him away against a guy a lot of people were overhyping. And I played into the hype as well. I'm not going to lie. I played into hype. At least his last fight. Most of his fights, I faded him. But in that one, I was like, oh, he should win this one. And he got destroyed. Well, in the later half. Not the first half, but he got finished. And so Elvis Brenner coming this fight against Esteban Robovic. No, I feel like Brenner can match him on the feet. I'm not saying he's gonna be the better striker, but I feel like he holds on with him on the feet. And then there's a big grappling upside, and we've seen in both his fights, we've seen Robovic struggle with grappling. We see him struggle in his debut, which he got wrestled to a decision, and we see him struggle against Kamela Kirk, who's not even a lightweight, really like a featherweight. Was able to take him down and hold him down for like 4 minutes in the first round, then like 2 minutes in like the second round or something like that. But a lot of control time given up, and in Elvis Brenner fight, if you just think it's gonna be a striking matchup, Elvis Brenner in his 2 fights that he fought that he was a dog in, he was going there with guys who have good wrestling defense so they could keep the fight standing. And even against Kulaze, I think he was able to get like 3-4 minutes of control time over him. Who Kulaze is supposed to be trained with combos, supposed to have good takedown defense. We've seen him beat his stuff a lot of what's his name? I stay forgetting that new name, but maybe his name is not that important to me. But yeah, dude just beat Fazeev. I hate that I keep forgetting his name, but I ain't feeling too bad about it. But yeah, he was able to beat him in a close fight, which I feel he lost. But yeah, he still showed great wrestling defense and that good scramble ability. And the fact that Elvis Brenner was able to take him down and get control time on him, whether it was be injury or not in the best condition, that's still an impressive feat. So I definitely think he can take down Robovic, who shows when people want to get him down, they get him down without much issue. And Elvis Brenner's actual best skill set is supposed to be his BJJ. So going in for a guy who doesn't have the best takedown defense, and then having the BJJ level that Brenner is, I think Brenner could win on feet, or he could definitely win on the ground. I think he's the better overall fighter. And the fact that the odds are having him at like minus 124, 125, given all that he has accomplished in this little bit of time he's been in the UFC, I think that's a still value right there. I think that's still. I'm not saying bet the house on it. I'm definitely not. But you could bet maybe half a house on it, and I think you're gonna come out pretty good on it. I'm exaggerating with half a house, but it's just the same. Like you bet in 10 units, maybe 5. Be interested in 5 units, but 4 units, 2, I guess. But I think he's great value where he's at right now. And then on to the next one, we got yeah. So I said that was Brenner. Next one, we got Armin Petrosian versus Rodolfo Vieira, not Vieira. And Vieira just has not looked good. Look at everybody he beat. Everybody he beat should be cut, has already been cut or about to be cut. Cody Brundage, he was actually hurt by Cody Brundage. Yeah, actually hurt by Cody Brundage and had to come back and submit him. And Cody Brundage's not really a technical striker at all. He got some power, he got some athleticism, but no real technique like that. And he got hurt by him and had to come back and submit him. And other than that, look at the guys he's beaten. They have not been like UFC caliber. Definitely have shown not to be that. And Armin Trojan, he gave Kyle Barallo, who's one of the better up and coming middleweight contenders, and he gave him a pretty hard fight. He went in there with Gregory Rodriguez, who's supposed to be more well rounded than no, he definitely is more well rounded than Rodolfo Vieira. And he was able to deal with his grappling. Baralo got real good BJJ. He was able to deal with his grappling. I'm just not saying that he beat them. Well, he did beat um Gregory Rodriguez, but he's Baralo. It's not like he showed a bad showing. He had a very close fight with him, very competitive fight. Clear enough win, but it wasn't an easy goal. So, and I think in this one, I feel also Vieira don't really have the best gas tank. So I think Petrosian should be able to keep us on the feet, address the wrestling, and just really be it outlast and potentially put him away. So at the value they have him, and they have him like this is such a close fight when Vieira really hasn't shown nothing as far as win wise. What has he accomplished in the UFC? I can say, oh, skill this, skill that, or style match, style this, but there's no real clear style matchup to say, oh, Petrosian gets tapped out, has been tapped out in the first round by armbar, leg lock 6 times, and that's Vieira especially. He has no submission losses. I think he has one loss by knockout, well, one finishing loss by knockout. He got a decision loss to Baralo, who obviously is a much more complete fighter than Rodolfo Vieira. So a different thing. So it's not no clear path for Rodolfo Vieira. Because it's not like, oh, well, he's this, he's that. It's no clear path for him. So I got to like Petrosian here, especially. I think he's like minus 118. I think why the odds so close, it don't make no sense. Petrosian has been putting in significantly better work. So got to go Petrosian here. I like him a lot in this one, especially at that value. The third one is not even a pick just yet, but more so, I would just say fade Mark Jacasey. Just fade him. He has a tendency to get clubbed and subbed. And who are the best club and subbers in the history of MMA? Brazilians. He's in Brazil fighting pretty much an unknown fighter, Brazilian fighter. It's like good size, good frame. You look him up and you get confused. You're looking at another guy that has a very similar name to him, but it's like a one-letter difference. And you watch his tape. I think the only fight I really found him, it was like a kind of like a club and sub situation. So I'm getting club and sub vibes here. Not to say that, oh, this is a lock pick, but at dog value in Brazil, going with a guy who has a history of getting clubbed and subbed, I think Kyle Fernandez is not a great value. I think he's a good value. But I think the most important thing to do is not pick Mark Jacasey, not bet on Mark Jacasey, or maybe not bet on Mark Jacasey. That's the best thing you do. Just avoid betting on Mark Jacasey. And if you're going to do anything, maybe submission Kyle Fernandez, probably get the max value out of him, because I think that's very live right there. But as far as betting Mark Jacasey, my advice would be just don't fade him, and look more into Kyle Fernandez, see if you can find better tape, because you might be looking at tape that's not actually him, because another guy has the same name, but you can clearly see that these aren't the same fighter, different styles, different man, different build, same weight class. They both kind of longer for the weight class, but they just built different. And not to say the other one is bad, but the other one just not him. But they're both good in their own way. But I think this one has a little bit more slicker jiu-jitsu, just from my brief analysis of what I could dig from the scrap. So, yeah. I'm not saying this is because it's not enough tape to say, oh, this guy is clearly going to win. But it's enough to say, he has a good chance, and it seems like everything's lined up for him. It's not like Jacasey coming on a good steam. It's not like Jacasey has good track record against Brazilians or guys that can actually club and sub him. Most guys he has been able to beat have been guys that don't really have the best wrestling defense or the best submission defense, so he could take them down. What do you feed Slavakos and Demir Hazovic, guys that really got no BJJ at all, barely any wrestling at all. That's most people he have beaten. So I can't really find a guy, oh, he beat this Brazilian guy, like, nah. Or he beat this guy with a real slick guard game. It's like you can look all through his UFC record, and you're not gonna really find anything. Or I could probably bet you like $5 you ain't gonna find anything of him beating actually a guy that has solid BJJ off their back, and not just in the gym, but like have actually shown it in the cage. Because everyone in the gym is the greatest, Damian Maia in the gym, but in the cage, who are you really? And yeah, so those are three right now. So I'm not even saying Kyle Fernandez. The one is just fade Mark Jacasey is what I'm gonna say. Fade Mark Jacasey. Whether you betting or not betting, well, more so betting. That's where the money's at. So betting, just fade Mark Jacasey. That'd be the smartest move. Just fade Mark Jacasey. You're on the betting side. The other ones are Armin Petrosian. I think he's at minus 118 right now. And then the other one is Elvis Brenner. So Elvis Brenner is like minus 125 last I checked. And Armin Petrosian is like minus 118 last I checked. And those odds probably going to shift a lot, so you probably got to get in them on them early. But I don't think either of them are going to get to minus 200, except maybe Elvis Brenner. Armin Petrosian might shift to like 175, but I think Elvis Brenner is the one you got to get on early before that one jumps, because that one will definitely jump. Given the fact that everything there in Brazil, he's the better overall fighter, better track record, in the more well-rounded, and he can support a guy who has questionable takedown offense and questionable grappling. I think most people realize that. They go open eyes like, why is the odds are even where they at? And whatever little dumb reason they have to lean against him, they're going to instantly shift. He might jump to minus 300. So get in that while you can. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.